Hi, I'm Michelle with Silver Lining Daydreams, and in today's video we're going to bring you along as we show you our Scandinavian Christmas home tour.
On the front porch, we wanted to keep it warm, inviting, and forest inspired. Prominent in Scandinavian design is the use of wood, evergreens, and other natural accents to give it an organic and homey vibe. By adding an evergreen sprig and a delicate little garland to these candles, I love the simple added interest that it brings. Adding mixed pines, fairy lights, a vintage sled, wood toolbox, and an old window all help to add a little character, welcoming our guests to our home. With a fireplace and a wood burner to heat our home, stacked firewood is a staple every year, and I love the added texture that it brings to the front porch. Here we are in our entryway, and this is our Mitten Dresser that's to the right of the front door when you come in. With Scandinavian design, the beauty is in the textures and the details. Nothing that's too over the top, just simple and classic. I made this citrus garland this year out of oranges, grapefruit, and natural wooden beads, and I added them to a string of fairy lights, giving this Mitten Dresser a really pretty soft glow. Sometimes just a small, simple touch can make a piece stand out, like this delicate garland on this window or added bells to the handmade sign we have in our hall. We want our home to feel restful and comfortable without it being cluttered, a place where grandkids can feel at ease and adults feel at home. Minimal, simple decor can have the biggest impact, and pillows along with textiles and blankets add layers, textures, and coziness. When you have a more scaled-back approach to decorating, you can allow for a few key items to shine and make the most of what you have in a room. Every year we put Christmas books and nativity out for the kids. They love being trusted with special decorations and look forward to reading these books that we only have out for a few weeks. The front window tends to be a little dark in the winter, so we added a string of lights at the top and another one nestled in the evergreens and pine cones on the window seat. We were so excited to get a real Christmas tree this year. We went just before the Thanksgiving Day weekend rush to a local tree farm where we cut it down. We ended up having to carry it and drag it back because the wagon wasn't running yet, but that was alright. It was a gorgeous day and we didn't mind a bit. We chose a 7.5-foot balsam fir and it was absolutely perfect. Our tree stand was a traditional green one that stood out like a sore thumb, so I spray painted it tan to match the wicker tree collar we bought at Michael's to go around it. We kept the Christmas tree very neutral, only adding lights and a few ornaments. A Scandinavian tree is actually sparser than the balsam fir that we got, but that's okay. Having it simple and not excessive in any way gave it a graceful, earthy look that we completely love. We have our soapstone wood burner in this corner of our living room, and this year we changed it up a bit and have it very simple and uncomplicated. We bought a wood rack that fit perfectly in this space, and it holds plenty of wood to heat our home for a few days. I didn't want to switch out the sign we have because it really resonated with me this season, but I did want to add a few things around it like these retro ice skates and fresh boxwood to bring a more wintry feel. One of my goals this year while decorating for Christmas was to be able to transition into more of a winter decor by removing just a few of the Christmas items. I had so much fun switching out this shelf and adding a tablescape to the piano this year. We bought these images off of Etsy and had them printed to the size that we wanted. I staggered the frames to give it more depth and interest. There are actually 6 images in the set, and next year I have the option of printing other sizes pretty inexpensively if I want to replace them and have something fresh. I love the simplicity and the minimal look of these pictures. To keep with the natural theme, I wanted this area to be very monochromatic with white and grays, contrasting with the deep green of the pine branches. When the houses and the trees are lit, this little corner looks so warm and inviting. To bring the outside in, I made this simple wall hanging by tying a pine branch to a piece of birch, added some twine at the top to hang it, and that's it. I wanted it to stay kind of rustic and natural. As you came up the stairs to the living room, you probably noticed the decorations on the railings. On one side, we hung a branch from our Christmas tree to keep it plain and uncomplicated. On the other side, we hung our Christmas stockings. We have a total of 11 stockings this year, and the fireplace mantle was getting just too full. Plus, I think it looks really festive as you enter our home. Typically, if we were buying stockings today, we would buy ones that are a little more neutral in color and design, but we've had these stockings for over 30 years since our kids were little, and they still like to look at them when they come over. In our dining room, we have a vintage chandelier over the table, and we added just a few evergreen branches and plain ornaments to give it just a little bit of color. Another characteristic of Scandinavian design is to mix simplicity, beauty, and functionality. So this year we bought this beautiful bowl and filled it with fruit that we can eat and replenish throughout the week. Setting the bowl on a bed of greenery brings cohesiveness to the rest of the house and contrast from the oak table. It's practical, consumable, and really easy to move if we need to. I wanted to give a quick clip here of our 20-year-old Christmas cactus that's blooming right now. Before you start to decorate for Christmas and add things to an area, try to declutter a little bit or at least store things not frequently used first so it's more visually relaxing. That's what we did here in our coffee nook. Even though we didn't add very much to this area, had we not moved a few things first, I think it would have looked too busy. Through the kitchen and down the stairs is our family room that's right off of the entryway. We started to update our family room by taking the doors off of this cabinet next to the fireplace, so stay tuned for more on that in February. We placed this beautiful nativity set my mom made almost 65 years ago on the mantle this year. I do have more pieces to it, but it was just too much to have them all out in this area, and it didn't give the prominence I wanted it to have. Because of the short days and long cold nights in winter, Scandinavians use a lot of candles and lights to make their homes a little brighter and give a sense of peace and calm to a room. One Nordic tradition we incorporated this year is to light a tall candle counting down each day until Christmas Eve. I want to quickly add that if you have any questions about anything in this or any of our videos, please leave us a comment and we'd be happy to answer it for you. Also, please consider subscribing if you haven't already. It really helps us out and it also helps others to find us. When decorating for Christmas, I like to use things that we already have and just move them around a little bit each year. One trick I do try to do is to add one thing at a time to an area, being very intentional with each piece. Just because that there's space to put something doesn't mean that you should fill it. With modern Scandi decor, you don't need to have a lot of things to make a place feel warm and inviting. The beauty is in the textures and the details.